All right, welcome to Neuro-Movement with PD Active. I'm Stephanie, and this class, for those of you that are new to this class, it's kind of a combination of Pilates, primal movements on the floor, sensory interventions, and a little bit of gait work, especially in kind of this class today. So a little bit of everything. The main idea is that we are finding creative ways to help you connect better into your body and therefore have better movement outcomes from that body. We've been working specifically on waking up our feet at the beginning of every class. So go ahead and grab your foot release ball and we're gonna get going on that. Before we get started with your foot release, you're gonna do this standing. So go ahead and make it your way to your feet. I want you to just take a quick moment to assess your standing posture here just as is. So like land in your spot, don't adjust anything, and just take a quick assessment. Notice, you can look down, notice your foot positioning. Are you turned out? You turned in, one or the other? What does your feet look like? Hopefully if you're not wearing socks, that's even better. So that way you can see color and liveliness, but it's okay if you are wearing socks. Some of you mentioned that you've been cold during this portion. And then bring your eyes up so that you're not looking at your feet anymore. And let's work on the proprioception of how your feet feel on the ground. Do you feel floated, connected, floating off the ground? Do you feel your feet connecting into the ground? Where do you feel your weight distribution in your foot? Is it on the forefoot, the back of the foot, the left side, the right side? Quadrant maybe. And then go ahead and just kind of walk around your space. If you have a larger room, make big laps around your room or forward and back, and just kind of notice in general how your gait feels at the moment. Shuffly, fluid, long strides, short strides, loud, quiet, arm swing. Do you need to look down at your feet? Or can you look up? Okay. All right, let's start with that foot release. I'm going to bring my computer down so you can get a better look at what's going on here. I'm just about due for a pedicure, so no judgment, right? Okay. We're going to have that ball underneath your foot. Hold on to your chair or your wall if you need to, because you're kind of in a single leg stance moment here. And we're going to start with the ball smash. So just putting a hefty amount of weight into that ball. Depending on how soft or hard your ball is, will depend on how much that ball kind of deforms, I guess. We want a ball that slightly deforms. We don't want something that's too hard. That kind of shocks our senses a little bit, almost makes it a little bit painful. We don't really want pain per se. There might be a discomfort, but we don't want the body to feel pain and retract and tighten up. We want to kind of like loosen up here. Okay, so again, we're just moving from the ball of the foot over to the heel. And I'm reiterating everything you've probably heard for a couple months now. We want that midfoot, to ooze over the top of the ball. So getting lots of pliability, mobility in the midfoot there. Good. A little pup in the background. That's Stella. All right, we're going to take that ball off to the side for a moment and take the top of your foot. This one can get a little bit gnarly for those of us that are just doing this for the first time. We're going to take the toenails down. So not toe tucked, toenails down. And some of us, this is pretty gnarly just as is. Those of you that have been working into this for a little bit longer, or it feels okay, you can rock the foot side to side. So going from big toe side to pinky toe side. Yep. And the more weight you put through your foot, or the closer the foot comes to the other foot, the more intense that stretch is going to be across the toes, and then even across the top of this ankle here in what we call plantar flexion. Plantar flexion is when you point your toes. So we're getting ready for our point ballet right now. Okay, We're going to do the same thing on the other side before I know you're like, wait, what? We didn't finish. Yeah, we're going to do the same thing on the other side real quick. So ball smash. And move up and down the foot. You can spend a little extra time on any area that needs a little extra love. For me, and I find for a lot of people as well, kind of this midfoot area is a little rigid. So allowing that ball to kind of bring blood flow and mobility to that midfoot area. We talk a lot about foot mobility and also foot strengthening and like foot stability and strength, right? Which are kind of opposite things when you think of it in a superficial way. It's like mobility is like the ability to contort and have lots of different like suppleness to it. And strength and stability is this ability to kind of like stiffen. The point of that is, though, we want to be able to have a mobile foot when we want it mobile and a rigid and stiff foot when we want it to produce strength and force. So being able to move between both of those ends of the spectrum is important. Alrighty, ball off to the side. Let's do top of the foot stretch. Let's see how this side goes. Toenail is down. And then either just breathing through that for some of us with really tight feet, or the rocking side to side. Now, if you get calf cramps during this, you're not abnormal. It's okay. Just means that we need to ease into it a little bit slower. So wean off the pressure just a little bit more if you're getting those calf cramps. So again, side to side. I like to stretch the side of my ankle while I'm here. It's kind of a double dipper, so kind of like letting myself roll out. Good. And the more mobile your ankles are too, remember we talked, actually this was this maybe last year, at the beginning of this year, we talked about ankle accommodation. So when you're walking on different terrains, and instead of, stepping on a weird angle and like falling off to the side, your ankle can actually accommodate and you can just kind of roll through that rock that you're stepping on. So that's important. All right, we're going to go ahead and sit in our chair for the second portion of this and do some more foot and toe mobility. Now, if you, I asked the group at the beginning if we were able to bring the leg up like this. If that's not the case, you can do some of this work with your toe just on the floor and mobilizing the feet this way. And also, with the ball, just as a reminder, because I know some of you that are not going to do this, remember this. So doing like the big toe on the ball and the little toes on the ball. Okay. But today, let's try something new, especially if you're wearing socks. This is a little bit better. So we are going to use our hands to create some spaces in between each of the toes. And again, if you're wearing socks, it's okay. You can still kind of like create this thing. So we're going to separate the big toe and the second toe. Yep. And this is where it gets kind of weird, but hang with me. You're going to take your index finger and sort of like rub the webbing on the inside of your toes. Yeah, I know it feels a little weird. And then we're just going to go through all of the toes in that way. So a little separation and then rubbing. If you think about it, like this area of your toes probably never sees the light of day or any sort of sensory stimulation. So this kind of thing is interesting for our brain, for our feet. Just work your way down. I'm not going to over narrate each toe. Yeah, we're going to wash our hands after this. Don't worry. Yep, good. And then go ahead and take your toes and start at the top again. We're just going to twist or pull the toes in pull adjacent toes in opposite directions, especially that big toe. Yeah, good. And then just move to the next one. So you'll do 3 or 4 kind of swishes and then move to the next. Whew. It's snowing really hard out. All righty. And then here's the kind of weird kicker. You're going to see if you can interlace. I know if you're wearing socks, just do your best. Interlace your fingers in each toe. If you're wearing socks, just grab the top of the foot. That's fine. Let's see if I can get that again. And then grab your ankle with your other hand, and we're going to roll the foot. So it's like you're putting in toe spacers for a few moments. Yep. And one last stretch for the foot here on this side. We're going to take your hand over the top of your knuckles and your hand on the ankle again, but your thumb's going to wrap on the heel. And we're going to twist like you're wringing out a towel. This is kind of the mobility that allows you to have an arch in your foot and also allows you to have pronation in your foot, a flat foot, which is also important to have. Remember, we talked about having rigidity and stiffness with an arch and then having mobility to create that pronation, that create that flat foot when we want it. Cool. All right, shake it out. Let's do the same thing on the other side. See if I can remember the sequence. All right, so we're going to start with separating the toes apart from one another and then putting just a little bit of rubbing in between the toes. And just work your way down the line. Hopefully no one's too ticklish. We all good? Good. And then we'll do after that, take your time. I might be going through this quite fast. So we're going to go separating the big toe and the second toe. Ooh, that one's a little tighter on me today. And make sure that when you're doing these separations, yes, you can grab the like tips of the toes, but make sure that the movement is happening like at the base. Okay. So we don't want to be like yanking too hard on like just the tip if nothing else is moving below. Make sure that that mobility is actually happening like from the knuckle. Okay. And then of course, work your way down. Oh yeah, this side. Wow. It's always interesting side to side and day to day. I think too, it's interesting. Like I said, it's been snowing here. And so when I walk in the snow, I'm wearing snowshoes, which are a bit rigid. And I also have, it's a little slippery. So my gait is different. And then, you know, different muscles are working because of, you know, the way I'm walking. All right, go ahead and shake it out. Stomp your feet on the ground. Good. Aliven. Nice job. All right, I'm going to scoot back so that we can now get a good view. We're going to start our movement portion of the class with a few sit to stand. So you can stay seated in your chair. Let's have your feet wide, probably wider than your chair. And before you even stand up, see if you can like lay your toes down a little bit wider than normal, like almost like you wanted, like how you do with your fingers where you separate your fingers. We want to try to separate the feet as best as you can. In addition to that, feel also what we call the tripod of your foot. So if you were to look at the bottom of your foot, let's see if I can do this. You have points here, like this point here, the big toe ball of the foot. You have the pinky toe ball of the foot. And then this point here, which is kind of the heel, but in actuality, a little bit more in front of the heel. And you have lots of connective tissue that connect and make that tripod that form that integrity of the bottom of your foot. So we're going to tap into that tripod. Just going to refer to it as the tripod now. So think about big toe, pinky toe, heel. Feel that, create almost like a little suction cup in the arches, and then go ahead and bring yourself up to stand. Okay. So we probably overanalyzed and overbroke down that sit to stand, but here we are. We're going to take a seat down, fully sit back, and then fully stand up. We're going to push the hands behind us and have an extension through the chest when we come up to the top. And I know that my head is cut off. I'm fully aware. Here we go. Push, feel that tripod and that hip extension at the top of that. Okay. We're going to go for another 30 seconds. So you can move at a pace that makes sense to you, sitting all the way back and then standing up. All right. If you want to get your heart rate going and you're feeling, you know, super mighty, Feel free to move faster than I am. I'm going to kind of move at a medium pace for the class. That's it, Carrie. Nice. We're going to go for about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Take a seat. We're going to turn sideways. I'm going to turn to my left. So maybe if we're all facing this way on our chairs. And we're going to grab the back of your chair with your left hand. And in this position here, you're going to kind of have like one butt cheek off and one butt cheek on the chair. Okay. This foot here that's in front, I believe this is your right foot, if you're with me. We're going to press that back behind you to come into a hip flexor stretch. Okay. Keep the foot active there, working through the big toe. And then we're going to slide the knee in, push back, and then draw in. Beautiful. Nice. Now, layering in, if you would like more like kind of complexity challenge, we're going to lift the arm up as you kick the leg back. So we lift and then retract. Lift and retract. Nice. Nice tall posture. Use the hand that's behind you as a way to help you lift through your spine. Good. We're going to do about 5 more. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Beautiful. Nice job. Switch to the other side. We're keeping it active. Swing around. Okay, back hand on the back of the chair. One foot should be planted, one butt cheek on, one butt cheek off. We have the legs gonna slide back. See if you can get a lot of glute squeeze, opening up in the pelvis. Beautiful. Slide the knee in, especially if you're on slippery floor. If you're wearing socks, now you have an advantage on that hardwood, don't you? We're gonna reach the arm up as the leg goes back and then retract. Keep your posture nice and tall. Work your shoulder mobility here. Stretch open and stretch back. Very good. Nice. Slide. Good. Channel that cross-country ski glide, yeah? Slide. Dad's like, I know she was talking to me. Reach. We're going to go for 5 more seconds. Last one. Nice job. And bring it in. Perfect. All right, option. We're going to do those movements again, round 2. I'm going to show some different options for those of you that want to get rid of your chair. Okay, so option 1, remember, was just squats, sit to stands out of your chair. Feel the tripod. Boom, boom. Yes. If you do not need a chair to catch you, we're going to go off of the chair, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. You have to go at or lower than the chair. All right. Here we go. Drop. How low can you go? And stand. Push off, hips open, hands back. All right, we're going to go for 35 seconds. Feel your tripod in your foot. Push. That's it. How low can you go? Nice. If you're having trouble in that mobility, you're like, I can't get any lower. My hips are tight. Widen out those feet. Drop it down. Nice. Yeah, Teresa, good. Love it. 15 seconds. Alana, keep working it, girl. Nice job. Good. Push. Push the ground away. Feel that whole tripod. Make sure your toes are down. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Yes. All right. We have seated option. Glides. We did this last time. Yes. Option number 2. Holding on to, or not, your chair. We're going to slide the leg back and then bring it in. So it's kind of a lunge. Okay. Options. The shape is relatively the same. Yes. Good. We're going to reach up with the same side hand and then retract. Nice job. All right. We're going to go for about 30 seconds here. I'm about ready to take my sweater off. Yes, I didn't mention, for those of you that are newer to class, December class is all about standing and agility. Standing balance and agility. So we do get our heart rate up a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Switch sides, either turn around, spin around on your chair. Take off the sweater real quick. And same. Make sure you're doing your other leg. Slide back and stand. Good. Optional, add the arm. And 30 seconds. Begin. You got it. Nice. How low can you go? Stretch that leg back. That's it, Carrie. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 2, and 1. Woo! Nice job. Grab your chair once more. Take a seat. Take a seat. Perfect. Awesome. Letting yourself sort of bring your heart rate down a little bit. We're just going to scoot to the very front edge of the chair and do a little spine work here. Arm up, arm out in front of you. Let's take your right arm up. See if you can brush your ear with your bicep. Rotate back and tap the backside of your chair if you can. Lots of shoulder mobility there. Bring the arm up and again forward. Other arm's going to come up. Grab the back of the chair if you can, or tap it, and then bring it again forward. Okay. Once you're done watching me, because I'm not going to change anything, bring your eyes to the back of the chair. Bringing in your visual and vestibular system. Nice. Back around. And back around. Good. 2 more times, please. Up. You got it. And last one. And bring it through. Strong. Sit to stand. Everyone up. Turn yourself around. Transitions down to the floor. That's the context for this one. There's always a point to everything we do, yeah? All right, so hands are right at the edge of your chair. Your feet are underneath your hips. Yeah, very good. We're gonna slide. Right foot's gonna slide back as low as you can go. Rest it all the way to the ground. You got it. We're gonna stand up again. Use your chair as much as you need to. Replace the foot. Okay, other side, slide the foot back. Lower the knee down. Nice. Use the chair as much as you need to stand up. Okay, we're gonna go for a time interval. Alternate between the right and the left sides. Move at a pace that makes sense for you. That challenges your strength and your agility. Good. Some of you may need hands less and less, so you can start to take away the hand that's not, take away the hand of the side of the leg that doesn't move. But keep the hand on of the leg that's going backwards. Yeah. All right. And then if you're feeling really good, you can go no hands. Yeah. Let's go for about 15 seconds of whatever version. Nice. We're going to strengthen agility to get off the floor. Very good. 5, 4, 3, 2, finish at the top. Nice. Okay. We're going to go through trunk rotations and that exercise one more time. I'm going to give you options for round 2 if you want to up level. Remember, option 1 was rotations on the chair here. Yeah? Yes. Option 2 is you're going to be in a split stance. Whatever leg back is the leg you're going to do a softball pitch with. Or a backstroke. Okay? Trunk rotations, look behind you, find something to spot. Look in front of you, something to spot. Look behind you. Look in front of you. Good. If you're in the chair, we're just alternating. I'm going to switch the standing folks in a second. You keep doing your thing. Looking behind you. Get that mobility in your torso. Standing folks. Wrap up that last rep. Switch to the other leg. Whatever leg is back, that's the arm doing the swinging. Here we go. Underhand softball pitch. Look behind you, find your spot. Look in front of you, find your spot. Point to it every time. Yes, and you can do this holding on to something too. If you need to hold on to a chair or the wall. Very good. We'll go for 2 more. Seated folks, 1 more. Everyone, finish up. Nice job. Let's bring it up to your feet if you're not already there. Turn yourself around, do the hokey pokey. And we're back in our split lunge glides, okay? Up level option. For those of you that weren't already doing it, you're just gonna come off the chair for a brief moment in your single leg or in your split stance. You can use the chair again to stand up, okay? So dropping down, quick moment of no hand support, hands down to stand up. All right, go ahead and move at a pace that makes sense for you. And a range of motion, hopefully you're getting close to or on the floor. Nice job. Dare I say, feel the tripod of that front leg pull you up to stand. We're gonna go for 15 more seconds. Nice. Good. All right, we're gonna do a couple more and I want everyone to finish with their right leg down. Okay, so maybe you go 1 or 1 more, 2 more, 3 more, finish with your right leg down. Good. I'm just gonna kind of rotate. All right, so everyone's got their right leg down, yeah? Okay, cool. So we're gonna swing this right arm similar to what we did in that couple exercises ago. If you need to hold on to something with your left hand, please feel free to do that, or you can rest it on your thigh here, okay? Again, spot something in front, point at it, look at it, lift up and around, find something behind you, point at it and look at it. Sweep it forward, point, and point. Good. Point and point. Good. How close to your ear can you make your bicep come? Can it sweep past your ear? Don't catch an earring, that would hurt. Good. 2 more. Last one. You got it. Nice job. Replace that foot underneath you. Other leg comes forward. Nice. Some of you stood up to switch. Good job. I was lazy. All right, so we have our left knee down, yeah? We're going to swing the left arm. The right arm is support or leverage off of your knee. Here we go. Point. Behind you, point. Look. Point. Behind you, point. Look. Sweep. Lift up. Point. Look. Nice job. Keep moving. Feel your body rotate completely, both in your torso, your head, your eyeballs, your brain is rotating. Everything is moving behind you. Everything's moving forward. Very good. How close to your ear can your bicep go? We're going to go for 2 more. And last one. Nice job. And return. Replace this knee underneath you. We're now in a tall kneel posture. Tall kneel. Chair is going to be in front of you if you need it. Flat feet, please. So the laces are down and we're now stretching that top of your ankle, that plantar flexion that we talked about, the kind of ballerina toes. Settle your hips back over your heels and then push through your shins to bring your hips up. Very nice. If you need the chair, use it. If not, don't use it. Sitting the hips down, press the hips up. Nice work. Everyone's got it. Good. Good, beautiful. Now, if you're not using your chair, actually, if you are using your chair even, at the very top of that, let's push our hands behind us, just like we did in the squat earlier. Okay, so you can either bring your hands to the chair to lower down or just hover, hands to the chair or not, push back. Got it? Here we go. We're gonna go for about 20 more seconds. Pushing down, drive up, nice job. Pushing down, press. Pushing down, press. 5 more seconds. Good, let's go one more time, finish in your tall kneel position here, okay? Hands on the chair or not, we're gonna take your right foot forward on the outside of your chair. So again, if you're not using your chair, if you had a chair, right, it would sort of be in this angle, okay? And I'm gonna show non-chair actually. We're gonna lean into that leg, stretch the inner thighs, press back. Lean into it and press back, okay? From this side, I want that knee to go really far over your toes and keep your heel down. Work that deep knee flexion, work your ankle dorsiflexion. Good, chest is up as always. Almost like the base of your sternum is coming forward. Good, let's go 2 more. 1 more time rocking. Excellent. Replace that knee down. You know the drill, we'll do the other side. Other leg out to the outside of your chair, or if you're going non-chair, out to the side a little bit. Find your Peter Pan hands. Slide over, feel the stretch on the inner thighs, and then bring it back. Okay, the closer your foot is, the more ankle stretch you're gonna get to. So actually, now that I say this out loud, when you have your foot wide, there's gonna be more of an inner thigh stretch. If your ankle is in, you're gonna get more of an ankle stretch. So I'll be non-specific today. Pick your poison. What do you feel like you need a little bit more mobility in? Ankle would be heel closer. Inner thighs would be leg further out. Whew, mouthful, huh? Okay, let's go 2 or 3 more rocks. Get that knee over your toe, nice tall posture. Beautiful, and return. From here, we're gonna bring that leg back. Float your heel, your foot off the ground so that you can dorsiflex your foot and tuck your toes underneath. How's that? Make sure you do both sides. Sit the hips back over your heels. You're gonna feel maybe a stretch on your heels, your feet, your toes. If that's not comfortable, keep your torso leaning forward, okay? We're gonna work through that just a few more times. So toe sit. It's called a toe sit when you sit back on your heels this way. And then press. Good. Some of you may be able to do it no hands. Awesome job. Lowering down. Push through that big toe to bring yourself up. Remember we talked about that last week. 25% of your power comes from your big toe. Use it. Good. Some of you, this is a mobility exercise. Some of you, it's a strength exercise. Take what you need. Great. Let's do 1 more time with the toe sit. Good. And then bring it up. Here's the deal. We're going to go toe sit still, but the right leg is going to come forward. Yep. Good. Now, actually, I changed my mind. We're going to stay in this position, but we're going to undo the toe sit. From here, undo the toes, and I want you to turn your foot in a little bit. Okay, so if I was like here, instead of being like my thigh, like my tibia or my lower leg behind me, it's kind of like crossed in. Okay. All right. From here, we're going to bring our hips down towards the ground. This is going to be hard. And then press on up. So again, you have this chair as an option to sort of kind of hover back and then push. Nice carry. Both carries. Can you get your booty down to your heel? Some of you. Some of you are like, I'm just trying to survive, Steph. I'm just trying to survive this one. Yes, there's a lot of mobility there. Sitting your hips back without falling back. That's it. Last one on this side. Good. And release. Bring that leg back underneath you. Let's try the other side. there's no name for this one. It's just like, we're just giving you, I always like to say, context for real life scenarios, right? Like life isn't very linear. It's not very textbook. So, we're going to go off the sort of like normal exercises here. So we're going to sit back and then drive up. Ooh, I'm battling a little knee thing right now. So I'm just testing the waters. Yeah. Hands on the chair if you need it. Bring your torso forward to counterbalance. Don't just fall backwards. Awesome. Sue, that's looking great. Nice work. You look like you've done this before. Good. Let's go 2 more on this side. Drop, drive, and drop. Drive. Perfect. Bring that leg back underneath you. Here's a new one. We're going to tuck the toes. Actually, I don't think this is brand new. I think we did this one in November or maybe in October. We're going to drive through your hands just a little bit and come up onto your feet. Okay. Now, if you are using a chair, it will look like that, obviously. If you're not using a chair, you can come into hands and knees and push back onto your feet. Now that I do this, it's like, yeah, we did this like last week. All right, so chair or floor, pushing through those arms to get your feet underneath you, and then lowering down to bring those knees down. Yeah, and of course, don't let the plop overcome you, right? Don't let the plop overcome you. Nice and slow. Your knees are special. Let's take care of them. Hover down. It's a lot of core. Nice. Push back. I love it. We got chair folks and floor folks. Beautiful. Push. And down. 2 more times. Push. And down. 1 more, please. Push. And down. Love it. All these transitions up to stand from kneeling. So good. All right. We're going to be in your high kneeling position here. Your chair might get in the way, so just be mindful. We're going to start to transition with our hips down to the ground. So chair folks, you can use your chair to help you, but it'll look like this. We're going to swivel the feet off to your right, giving you lots of space to put your hips like right here, okay? Some of you will be able to just glide on down, yeah? Some of you, we're going to do that outrigger trick where we bring the hands super, super far to the floor and then lower the hips down. And try not to like just fall backwards from the hip mobility. Yeah, good. And then we reverse it. So you're going to come up, maybe no hand, and then come into your high kneel. Okay. So I'm going to show a few more times that version. Of course, you're going to use your hands less and less. So if you don't need your hands, don't use them. Okay. Otherwise, it's hand down, outrigger. This left knee might slide a little bit forward to give you some space to drop the hip down. Very good. Lean forward. You can even like get like a little running start if you need to bring it through, bring the knee through and up. Okay. I'm going to show the other version and then we're going to just unleash. You're going to go for 30 seconds. Other option, hip comes down. Notice I do the little like, what is this? Like what is that? I don't know, the thing. And then I can kind of swing to come back up. Okay. 30 seconds. Oh, sorry, no, let's go. Yeah, let's go 30 seconds on this side and then we'll hit the other side. Okay. So let's go 30 seconds, whichever version you're on. Hands, no hands, some intermediate. Awesome. Beautiful. Good. If you want to add a little side bend here, why not? Good. Side bending in my book, never a bad idea. Open up those ribs for your breath. Yeah. You got 5 more seconds on this side, whatever version. Working to get those hips down to the ground. And lift. Nice job. Okay, make whatever space you need to make on the other side. Again, I'm going to show the hands version. You can go no hands, of course, as needed. I'm just going to do 1 repetition because you know the drill. So big reach out on the diagonal. Make sure you have lots of space here to put your booty. Knee is going to slide forward just a little bit. Drop the hip. Okay. Reversing it. Takes a lot of core, a lot of shoulder strength. Push. Step the knee back and then come up to tall kneel. Okay. And of course, The non-hand version, it's almost like you're reaching out, but you're not. Okay, you can do the little better. Yep. Okay, 30 seconds, go. Whatever version you're on, 30 seconds of exploration of your mobility, your strength, coordination, your agility. How quickly can you come down? Well, how controlled can you come down? And how quickly can you come up with ease? All right, make it look easy for me. These are your little party tricks for the holidays once you get family over. Like, can you get down on the ground with no hands? Can you get up off the ground with no hands? Yeah. About 5 seconds, whichever version. I like that little side bend. Why not? Make it your own. Good. And we're going to finish on the ground. So whichever version you're doing, finish in this little side sit. And we're going to have your hand out as an outrigger, regardless of whether you need it or not. Okay. So we have outrigger, side sit. Good. Hand is going to, are we all on the same side? So all the legs are off this way? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to bend your elbow down, lift and ribs open into that side stretch. Here's your tricep press. You're going to push through and come back up. Now, if you have the mobility to be able to lift off that arm, we're going to do a counter stretch to the other side. If not, no big deal. You're just going to keep your hand down. Okay. Here we go. Slide the hand out, a little bit of elbow bend, stretching, opening in the ribs, lift and overhead. Adding on. Hand comes down. When this top hand comes up, I want you to look up towards the ceiling, almost like you're going to sniff your armpit. Yes, look forward and then over the top. So we get that vestibular, the head turns. Anytime we turn our head during movement, you're working your vestibular system. So rotating, center and up. Good. Last two. Looking up towards the ceiling. Nicely done. And last one. Good. All right, come down to that outrigger. Is that my new favorite word? Other hand's gonna come behind you and we're gonna come into that crab position. All right, so reaching behind you, scooting your booty over if you need that space. Crab position, this is so good to open up your chest. Oh my gosh, it's like a blizzard outside. Okay, focus. Shoulders drop, round the spine, push through the heel of the hand, open up through your chest, eyes come to the ceiling. We're gonna round the spine, looking down at your belly button, shrug your shoulders, and then extend up. Nice. So just a cat-cow, nothing super intense here or anything, just feeling the mobility of your spine. If we wanna make this more interesting, we're gonna start with the tail, initiating the change every time. So if we're in flexion, we're going to lift the tail, so almost like create a little bit of arch in your low back, and then let that kind of wave through your heart, and then your eyes and head are the last thing. We're going to do the same thing from your tail. So tucking your tail first, and then letting that kind of like slow collapse down, your eyes come through. Okay, couple more. So extending the tail, wind up into extension, flexion in the tail, round down. Good. And you should feel like oh my gosh, here's Steph with her analogies. A seaweed in the current. Maybe you thought of it before I said it. That's a good thing, you're channeling. Good, last one. Beautiful, nice job. All right, remember we did that little outrigger side thing? We're gonna do the other side now. Some of you, it might be easier if you just rotate away from me and then you'll be on that other side. If you wanna still face me, figure that out. And so you should have your left hand on the ground, either facing me or wherever you are in space. Yeah, some of us will be turned around. Okay, cool. So we have our little side sit, we got our little outrigger. We're gonna bend the elbow and bring the arm up overhead. Big side stretch, open up your ribs. Look up towards the ceiling, sniff your armpit, press through that hand and slide up as far as you can. Some of you will be able to release and go for that full side bend to the other side. Okay, here we go. Working up and over, inhale, eyes to the ceiling, push and lift through. Awesome. Couple more here. We're just gonna work for a time interval, so go ahead and move at a pace that makes sense for you. Don't feel like you need to stay with me in a fast speed or, whatever speed you're going on. That's it. Can we tuck those legs in a little bit more? So, one of you, Bill, can you tuck your legs in a little bit more? Yeah. Good, team. We got maybe one or two more. Don't forget that eye look. I always forget. Eye look. Even I'm forgetting. But I'm also watching you. Last one. Looking up and center together. Nice job. All right, from here, we're gonna roll into hands and knees and start making our way back up to our stand. So from here, pushing off and coming into your hands and knees position, you're gonna kind of shuffle through the knees to find that posture. Very good, awesome. Okay, let's tuck your toes if that feels okay for you. And we're gonna do a little bit of rocking. So the hips are gonna come back and we're gonna widen through the sit bones, bring the eyes up. Shift the body forward over your wrist. Keep the eyes forward. So lock in on something in front of you. And, to get all primal in this, it's like you're a cat in the safari. I'm so off base, but here we go. We're going with it. And you see your meal and you have your eye gaze on it. You're locked. You're getting ready to pounce at that meal. My husband's laughing at me. What is she talking about? All right, here's the deal. We're gonna try to take ourselves from this low position. We're gonna bring the foot forward to the pinky. Okay, so for some of you, it'll look like this, and I'll give you another option if you're intimidated by it. Okay, so some of you are gonna do a stomp forward here. That's a big stride. Yeah. Some of you are going to maybe come around back to your chair and we're going to work sit back, step forward. Okay, so there's option 2, using the chair, step back, step forward. Go ahead and alternate sides. Alternate your step through. Nice. Yes. Good. Love it. You guys are nailing that mobility. Get that foot forward. Nice job. Okay, no excuses for short strides from any one of you. Okay, no excuses. You got long strides. We're going to go for about 2 or 3 more and finish whichever version you're at. Finish with your right leg forward. Finish with your right leg forward. We're going to bring ourselves upright into that tall posture. Some of you using the chair, some of you not. Tuck your back toe, make sure it's there. We're going to rise up. Don't step together. Lower back down. Rise up. Don't step together. Lower back down. You got 3 more. 3 more. Rise up. Don't step together. Down. 2. Good. 1. Nice job. Bring it down. Pause. Hands to the mat or a chair. Replace the foot back. Rock a few times. Get that pounce ready. We're going to bring the other foot forward. I believe it's the left foot. Yes? Rock back, pounce, left. Hands on hips or chair. Make sure that back toe is ready. Rise up and down 5 times. Drive. 5. Use that back leg. 4. Ooh, I like that, Adam. 3, hands behind your head. 2. Carrie's like, I'm not missing out on that challenge. And last one, bring yourself up to stay up. Wherever you are, walk your feet together. Nice job. Stand on up. Exhale. Walk around the room, please. See how you feel. How's your stride? Should have a long stride. What about the sound of your gait? What about your comfort? Do you need to look down at your feet or can you look forward? about your foot articulation, the mobility of the foot. And then just your general overall feeling. Your heart rate going, you're sweaty, you're cold. You feel accomplished? Go ahead and take a seat either in your chair or on the floor. It doesn't matter to me. Have your feet, if you are in the chair, have your feet planted. If you're sitting down on the ground, have your sit bones planted. Take a moment to play back some of the class that we did. We rolled out our feet. We did some cardio work, some agility work at the beginning. We did a bunch of transitions down to the floor from standing. Some transitions all the way to sitting on the floor and then back up. Note one exercise that felt exceptionally challenging for you. And one movement that you're exceptionally proud of. Take a deep breath in and release out. Excellent job, team. I didn't give you any water breaks today, team. Shame, huh? All right, I'm going to turn off the recording. Let me know if you have any feedback for me or anything.